people keep asking me what exercise I'm doing to lose weight. And I think what people don't seem to realise, when you're really unfit and out of shape, exercise really, really hurts. Let's be clear as well. I don't just mean the, oh, I've got a stitch, oh, I've run too far, oh, my legs feel like jelly kind of hurt that you get when you used to have to do cross country at school. I'm talking about proper, serious, grown up, okay, this really hurts now, but I know it's going to hurt much worse in the morning. I'm still limping 3 months later kind of pain. And it's a really difficult thing to get around, because intellectually I know that in order to get healthy, to get fit, I need to exercise. Obviously I need to exercise. I need to make my heart healthier. I need to just get fitter in general. If I lose weight without exercise, I'm just going to end up like a saggy skin flappy thing. We've seen pictures. No one wants that. But the exercise part is a real problem, because everything I look into, there's a reason why I can't do it. And it's one of those catch-22 situations where in order to get fit, I need to do exercise, but I'm really struggling to find some exercise that I can do until I'm a bit fitter. So I'm sat here 11 days into my new life as a healthy man, and despite setting a new higher daily step goal on Fitbit, I've not met that yet. I'm still averaging between 8,000 and 12,000 steps a day, like I have for the 3 years that I've had a Fitbit for. Nothing's increased, nothing's changed. Because the one time I did try and do a bit of an extra walk on Monday, it really, really made my foot and my ankle hurt, and it still hurts now. So what am I supposed to do? In fact, let me show you just what I'm talking about with regard to the pain. There we go. Really elegant drawing of the front and the back of me. Can't you tell I'm an artist? But I couldn't think of any other way to show you where it hurts, because it does hurt. I've got loads of stuff wrong with me that prevents me from doing anything, because the first instinct is, let's do some running. Okay, we could run, but on this knee here, I have a dislocated kneecap. So I've got a dislocated kneecap there. If I try and run on that, it will dislocate again. If we're doing a pain out of 10 scale, a dislocated kneecap, when it dislocates, you're looking at about a 7 out of 10. And I can judge pain because a few years ago, I had a kidney stone so bad that I was in hospital on morphine. I was told that's the worst pain you can have. Worse than childbirth. Apologies if you've had a child and never had a kidney stone. If you've had both, you'd agree. But apparently that's proper 10 out of 10 pain. So I can scale everything back from there. Dislocated kneecap, you're looking at about 7 out of 10. On the other knee, that's where we have a torn ACL, which I was given the option to have surgery on, to have fixed. And I decided not to, because I didn't want the rehab. Now, contrary to what footballers will have you think, a torn ACL doesn't hurt that much. We're probably looking at maybe a 5 or a 6, unless I try and do a lot of exercise, in which case that goes up as high as maybe an 8. But it's not rolling around on the floor in agony pain. But what it does do is make it really hard to have any kind of support on that leg. I walk with a limp. I can't walk in a straight line properly. It's caused no end of problems up this right-hand side of my body. So I'm now at the point where I've got a problem with this ankle. I don't know what that problem is, but the ankle, even on a daily basis, sits at a 4. The heel of that foot, the back of the heel, in fact, let's move it over here. The back of the heel on my right foot, which should be this one, wouldn't it? I can't put my weight on that first thing in the morning. I need to stretch out before I can put any weight on my right heel, because it just really, really hurts. So, and also, just to finish it off, I had a broken big toe just here years ago, which means I can't do lunges. If I try and do a lunge, not only does that toe not bend, it gives me at least a 6 out of 10 on the pain scale, and means even doing the yoga stuff that I signed up to do is really difficult. While we're still adding on past injuries, just here, I have had a slipped disc 3 times in my adult life. I'm only 34 years old. So I've had a slipped disc there most recently, maybe 4 years ago. And when you have a slip disc, you're on a 9. It's not quite a kidney stone, but you can't move. So slip disc, that's a problem. I've got a weakness in my lower back, and the weakness comes from the fact that my hamstrings are too short, which again, I've seen a physio about. Nothing we can do about it. He's given me exercises to try and fix it. I have to lie on my back on the bed, pull my legs straight with a towel. Can't get them straight. I have never touched my toes in my life, not even as a kid. Could not touch my toes. My hamstrings are too short. That's what causes the knee problems on both sides, and the knee problems, because I'm then imbalanced and walk with a limp, that causes the ankle and the foot problems. It's probably a contributing factor towards the slip disc. It's even to the point where if I take a photograph of myself with my shirt off, I have one hip higher than the other. So I've got one hip that's up here and one hip that's down there. So I'm completely lopsided. I guess my spine kind of goes in that kind of shape across me, which means once we get up here, I have just a general nagging neck pain, about a 2 out of 10 most days. Shoulder pain, maybe a little worse, a 3 out of 10 across both shoulders. And then I have this ongoing thing in my hand. I don't know if you can see on there that I have this weird lumpy gristly bit in the back of my hand that moves around underneath the bones that are in the hand. What it basically means, so it's in my left hand, I can't do the press up position, because if I stretch that hand out like that and then get up like that, the little gristly bit gets under the bone. It really hurts. You're looking at about a 5 or a 6 on there if I get into the press up position. So what we're seeing, in fact, hold on. So without wanting to seem like a complete sick note, that situation is stupid. What do I do? I can't run because running is going to hurt my knees and my ankles. I can't cycle because that hurts my knees and my back. I can't swim because I'm too fat to have my shirt off in a swimming pool. Goodness me, people take their children there. And also, swimming's really inconvenient. The swimming pool near here, it's part of the school near here as well. I can't go and swim at times that are convenient for me. I can't justify an expensive gym membership for the only local gym that has a swimming pool. So swimming's kind of out of the question as well. I could maybe do it if I really put my mind to it. But realistically, I'm a lazy man who, I'm like this for a reason. Exercise doesn't sit well with me. If there's a reason for me not to do it, I'll not do it. And the fact that I'd have to get in my car, drive to a swimming pool, drive to a gym at a time preset by someone else when the swimming pool is available, you have to go and get changed into a different costume, you have to shower after a 20-minute swim becomes an hour and a half trek. That I would use that as an excuse not to do it. I've got a bike in my garage that I bought 6 years ago, and I've ridden it maybe 4 times. That's in my garage. I can see it now. I could throw this pen, and if I was a good shot, it could bounce off the bell on the... But in fact, I missed the bell. But it hit the bike. And I don't ride it because it's a lot of hassle pumping the tyres up. And that's what we're up against. So I've got the DDP yoga thing that we've talked about before. I haven't tried it. Well, I've tried it once. It was before I started the vlog. But the problem is the foot, the toe area, and the wrist. So it's the toe is over here somewhere, isn't it? And the wrist mean that most of the positions I can't really get into without it hurting. And that brings me back to just really walking. But walking, if I've tried to increase that and it makes my heel hurt. It's such a ridiculous situation to be in. And I don't know what the correct solution is. Do you just sort of force your way through the pain, but then risk injury, presumably, if you do that? Or do you just try and increase it in gradual increments? So if I've been doing between 8 and 12,000 steps a day for the last 3 years, is it right to push straight to 15,000? Should I try and solidify at 10,000 as a minimum every day first, and then maybe creep that up to 11, creep it up to 12? At what point do I try and introduce some running? Or with my knees, is running just a bad idea? Because obviously if I injure myself running, then I can't even walk. And that brings me back further back than I was to begin with. Exercise is just annoying. And I know at the moment I'm probably going to be able to lose weight for a couple of weeks just by the changes I've made to my diet, because they're drastic changes. The weight is going to fall off initially. But then I'm going to hit that bit where the only way to make any progress from there is to start doing some exercise as well. and I'm not very good at exercise. So the whole purpose of this rant was that I need your help. I need you to give me ideas for what I should be doing. Should I be looking into lifting weights? I've tried it before. I don't mind it, but I don't want to buy weights because whenever I've done that in the past, I've ended up not using them and selling them or giving them away. I don't particularly want to join a gym because there's not one local. So again, the whole excuse thing comes back in. So that probably rules weights out. And will weights help me lose weight anyway? I don't know. I guess it needs to be some kind of aerobic exercise, but I'm really restricted on what I can do outside of walking. Or do I just man up and go for a run and forget that it hurts and just load up on painkillers? You'll be fine. Yeah, let me know what I'm supposed to do. I need to cheer myself up. I need my toy for the day. If we have a look at what we've done on MyFitnessPal today, you will see, if I can even find it, that it has been another good day. We're now 11 days in, 11 days into the vlog, 10 days into eating healthily. I've been at a calorie deficit, I think that's the right word for it, every single day of at least sort of 500 calories, usually more than that. You can see at the moment, if we let that focus in, that with the steps I've done today and the food I've eaten today, we've got near, well, what is that, 1,500 calories left. That's not bad, is it? I think that's worth a toy. Let's see what we've got under here. Guardians of the Galaxy. So we opened one of these a few days ago. We're operating under the principle that we assume all the good ones have gone, because this was from the great Toys R Us mystery mini raid of 2016, where kids went in there and just opened all the boxes and took all the good ones. So presumably they only left the trash. But let's see what we've got. It's someone, that could be Rocket Raccoon. That would be awesome if it is. I would love to have a Rocket Mystery Mini. Oh, it is. That's awesome. That is very, very cool. I don't have a Rocket Pop yet. He's probably the only Guardians of the Galaxy character I don't have any kind of figure for at all at the moment. And I love Rocket Raccoon. So that is very, very cool. Little bobblehead action. We've almost filled the shelf now. As soon as the shelf is full, I'll show you it. And then we'll start a new shelf. But there you go. I like that. Rocket is my reward for a job well done today. 10 days of eating like a responsible human being. That's got to be a good thing, hasn't it? I think we'll end things there because it's been really ranty today. It won't always be ranty, but, you know, this is one of those times where you're not just there as accountability buddies. I need you to actually tell me what to do. So I need to give you all the information about what the problem is before you come at me with all the solutions. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. Thank you very much for watching.